This is another conversation about writing lyrics and about writing lyrics that match the melody and the chords and vice versa. There's another video up here about this song called I Pray, which is a gospel song in the style of Randy Newman or Dr. John, with me singing. So obviously I'm not them. But the kind of concept of writing a song from inside of here to someone else, telling them something about your life. And so I ask many times when I'm coaching or producing, what are you afraid of talking about? And most people say, I'm not afraid of anything. And then we say, okay, great. Tell us about all the bad things you've done in your life. And you go, well, okay, I just want to tell the good things. But the good things are boring, So it's much more interesting to talk about some of the struggles we've had and maybe how we're overcoming them, we're gradually overcoming them, whatever it is. But I wanted to write a song. I really like Randy Newman's style of songwriting, so I put myself to the test. And Lyle Lovett's another person. I love these kind of songs where they get into a subject and they reveal something about themselves, but it's having fun doing it. So I wanted to write a song basically about all my sins, or my big sins, especially to do with my mouth, because my mouth gets me in a lot of trouble. It always has. Being an Australian is part of it, but also just how I was as a kid. Didn't do well at school, so I sat at the back and I was the mouth with the funny one-liners and get out false and got the cane again. So I sort of learned to do that, but I also learned to write songs like this. So I just want to walk you through something only really for the purpose of maybe making you think about it. So let me play a bit of the track and I'll put the lyric up. The song is I Pray. Let me play the first verse and we can look at the first verse and the lyrics. It don't take much for me to get in trouble. Say something I will regret. I got a real sharp tongue that can wound anyone. I struggle to forgive and forget. So I pray, yeah, for some mercy and true grace my eyes could see. I pray for the day when I can love somebody the way that you love me. Oh, the way that you love me. I pray, yeah. I pray, yeah. Okay, so you can tell that it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, a little bit true as well, okay? So let's go back to the lyrics. First verse. Now, this is another thing about the grammar police. The grammar police. A lot of people get mad at me, like some English teachers at school. It don't take much. It don't take much. Well, it doesn't take a lot would be maybe more correct, or maybe correct me again, or write a comment saying, oh, that's not even correct. But it doesn't sing well. It doesn't take much for me to get in trouble. Well, it might work. But also by saying the word don't, I'm going into a vernacular of a street person, working person in another time, maybe Mark Twain's world, I don't know. It don't take much, but it just has a power. It don't, It doesn't take much. Makes me feel a bit prissy, but it don't take much for me to get in trouble. Okay, so that's that. But also, this is another thing about getting things in meter and everything. We look about the shape of this. The first line and the third line, they're a similar shape, and the second and the fourth line are similar shape. That's intentional. As we go down for each song, every verses, you'll see a similar pattern in there. Okay, so it don't take much for me to get in trouble. I'm confessing, right? So I'm setting the song up. So if my first line basically says, get ready, because I'm now going to tell you all the things I do bad. That's bad English too. All the things I'm not good at, all the things I fail at, all the struggles in my life. So the first line of his song, it sets it up. It's like when you open a book and you read the first paragraph. The man entered and he had a gun. Oh, okay, so there's going to be trouble, right? So if you said the man entered and had a gun and it's now about a tea party in a garden, it doesn't work, right? So the first line sets it up. So it don't take much for me to get in trouble. I'm also setting it up with don't. I'm going to continue that. Say something I will regret. The story of my life. How many times? My father used to say about me, Chris only opens his mouth to change feet. You can work out what that means. I've got a real sharp tongue and it can wound anyone. That's true. That's something I had to work at. I'm a work in progress. What can I tell you? And I struggle to forgive and forget. That's another weakness, right? Look, I'm sharing all my problems with you. But see, when I do that, when I go and play live, play at a club somewhere, especially in a club or a concert, or something like that, or a festival, and I sing like this sort of song, and people are listening, they go, "Oh, really? Wow, that guy's not afraid of saying what he." I'm not afraid because it's true. If it wasn't true, if I was making it up, they might be afraid. I'm also not afraid because these are things I'm working through, and I feel like I'm making progress. Only my good friends will be able to tell me if I'm true or not. Okay, so next one, I go to the chorus, and that's when I play that thing. So I pray, and this is when on the other video I talk about the production of this song. So I pray, and I've got in brackets, I pray, I pray, I pray. That's the backing singers. I pray, okay, for some mercy. And this is the truth. For all the things I've done wrong, oh Lord, I need some mercy. Through grace my eyes could see. Now, the wording of this is intentionally like a hymn, an old throwback into a hymn, It Is Well or Amazing Grace. These are, I wouldn't normally sing, and through grace my eyes could see. That's not a phrase that's natural in conversation, but it is in a hymn. I pray for the day when I can love somebody the way that you love me. It's a prayer to God. Yeah, the way that you love me. It's a repeat. That's a common style of writing, repeating the last line, a refrain. Okay, so the way that you love me, yeah, the way that you love me is a refrain from a type of song, not so common now, but common in the old days. And the backing singers come in. All right, now, this is the problem with most people when they write songs. The first verse sets it up, so the second verse has to continue the theme. The theme is, I'm confessing. So this is, if I gave you homework, if you came to me with your song and I was going to produce your record, it's just pretty normal that I go, oh, okay, it sounds good. The melody's good and I get the overall arc, but the second verse and the third verse aren't as good as the first verse. I'd send you home. I'd give you homework. And again, it's not to get you in trouble, but it's a very, very, very common problem. And the common problem is, I don't know, it's partly laziness. Sorry, it is partly laziness and partly rushing. Do you want to get the song out? And partly just not enjoying the process. So something about the writing or the craft of songwriting or any art form, when you can learn to love the process of creating or developing idea, that's when you'll come up with really great songs. When you're loving being in the process. And so the process here is I'm just keep writing things out that I do badly at. Is that the correct English? Hopefully. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've failed again. It don't take much for me to judge a brother. All right? It doesn't take much for me to judge a brother. I know that's better English, but it sings better. It don't take much for me to judge a brother. Once again, you can see line 1 and line 3 have a similar meter, and line 2 and line 4. Once I've set that up in the first verse, I've got to continue those things. So also the rhymes are rhymes 2 and 4 rhyme. So they rhymed in the first verse. Let's return to that for a second. Okay, regret, forget. All right, saint and complaint. But when I condemn the man I don't understand, okay, so unless I've walked in your shoes, I can't judge you. I can judge you, but it's not very nice, is it, to judge someone who haven't walked in your shoes? When I judge somebody, I reveal more of my own complaint. I reveal more of myself. That's what we do when we're judging right now. So the world is so divided. Your friend voted for the other party and you can't talk to them anymore. And you don't find out why. What's the reason why? When you find out why, you go, oh, okay, well, all right. Or why they do anything. Okay, when we learn about their life, we don't judge them. But that's me. I'm just confessing things I'm bad at. But when I condemn the man I don't understand, I reveal more about myself. Again, it's a line, reveal more of my own complaint. It's not a line I would say maybe in conversation, but it works in the song. Then I go to a chorus again and I pray. Okay, verse 3, I'm continuing, I'm confessing. God, I could write 20,000 verses, but just going to write, I think it's 4. That's incorrect. It don't take much for me to gossip and slander. It doesn't take much, but I'm saying it don't take much for me to gossip and slander. It's interesting to me in the New Testament there's things where gossip and slander are considered bad things, but they're not mentioned too often. They're sins. Sin to me is something that's just going to stop me from being as good as I am. So it's stopping me. So if you don't like the word sin, you choose another word. But I know when I'm gossiping, I can feel it. It's cheap and I should shut up. And when I slander someone, I feel very powerful when I'm slandering someone, and then the next day I'm going, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Put the mirror in front of me and defame the name of some poor child. I love writing that line. It don't take much for me to gossip and slander and defame the name, that's another internal rhyme, and defame the name of some poor child. All right? Doesn't matter how old they are, but they're a child. Yeah, I'm shallow and I'm weak. I've got a real mean streak. That internal rhyme is really strong in there. There's a longer list that you could compile. Well, there is. If you know me, you'll know me. There's a longer list that you could compile. The internal rhyme thing is important to me in this song too. When I can, I don't force it, but it don't take much for me to get in trouble, say something I will regret. I've got a real sharp tongue. It can wound anyone. That's a good little rhyme. Okay, that's the internal rhyme. I don't do it all the time. Sometimes I'd be great if I could do it all the time, but I'm not Shakespeare. I do it when I can. The internal rhyme in verse 2 also. When I condemn the man I don't understand. It's a little thing. It's a little subtle thing. But if you can get an internal rhyme there, it creates energy. But when I condemn the man I don't understand, just get power. But don't get caught up in it. It's okay. Go to verse 4. I don't have a bridge. Doesn't need a bridge. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, B, B probably. Right? Doesn't need it. I got more confessing to do. It don't take much for me to be self-righteous. Oh boy. I think that's the biggest problem in the world today. Being self-righteous, thinking, oh what? I would never do that. Be careful when you say you'd never do that, right? It's an old adage where I think he protesteth too much. That's a great thing. It's correct grammar from 300 years ago. It don't take much for me to be self-righteous and look down my nose. I got a good nose. Look down my nose at everyone. Again, internal rhymes. But I'm a poor disguise for the holy and the wise. Really, I am. I have my moments, but like anybody, I'm a mere candle compared to the sun. Now, I borrowed that line. That's from an ancient poem. I'll have to think what it is in a minute. But I love this concept when you hold your wisdom up towards the sun. It's like hold your wisdom up to real wisdom. And it's like holding a candle to the sun. This is pretty small, right? A candle. My wisdom compared to the great wisdom of life. It's not much. But that's what I think. I love this concept of kind of writing poetry again. First and third lines have the same meter. Second and fourth have the same meter. And the rhyme is there. Everyone is sun. Here's the last verse. Chorus.
Oh, it don't take much for me to be self-righteous and look down my nose at everyone. But I'm a poor disguise for the holy and the wise. I'm mere candle compared to the sun. So I pray yeah, for some mercy and through grace my eyes could see. I pray for the day when I can love somebody the way that you love me. Oh, the way that you love me. Oh, the way that you love me. I pray, I pray, oh, I pray, Lord, I pray, oh, I pray.
I had so much fun recording this with the backing vocals because until we got into the studio the day they came and recorded all this, there's a whole bunch of them, 8 of them, 10 of them, I don't know. And they'd never heard the song in the entirety. They heard my little demo, or Linda McCrary had heard it. She hadn't really shared it with anybody. She kept rolling her eyes, really. I kept telling everybody my sins, my weaknesses, my foibles, my troubles. And they started getting the giggles. The more they sang it, the more they laughed and thinking, oh my God, you're telling me everything. It's like you're stripping naked walking down the street. But it's a lot of fun. And then so it also drew something out of them. It got something singing and they got into it more and more because they can relate to it. Anybody can. Anybody has a list of these things. And also I love the very, very end of the song and just the way it comes down. I pray. And the beautiful little ending there by Angeli Williams. It's got the little lilt, that little riff. Anyways, this is a thing for you. I want to encourage anybody to writing songs that you find a way of being transparent and being honest and finding something. You don't have to confess your sins like I'm doing here, But the more you can share your life through your songs, the more real you are, in the more way you can represent. You'll find people in the audiences, you'll find them connect with you, and they'll go, I really connect with that singer-songwriter guy because he's not pretending he's anything. He's not pretending he's better or worse, whatever. He's just, but the song comes through, and the music can be inventive. Okay, this is not just a simple song. It's got some really fun chords, and it's got some great piano playing there by John Schreiner. So it's an old church, Andre Crouch, kind of Randy Newman, Dr. John vibe. And that's the kind of thing I was looking for. So anyway, hope that inspires you to go and write something for an audience, to touch them, or share something out of your life. And until next time, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you up here soon.